is Bronze and Modern Gods. I'm John.
And I'm Richard.
And it's bonus episode time. Hi, everybody. You know the deal. On Fridays, we take a look at your comments and questions, and we share them with everyone else and hopefully give a little insight if we can. Or if we can't, we ask you to give insight. But before we get it started with all that, if you are not following us on Facebook and Instagram at Bronze and Modern Gods, why not do so? And if you like these videos, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, that would be incredibly awesome. And if you want to be notified whenever we go live with a new episode, hit the notification bell that goes ding. All right, Richard, let's get started with viewer mail.
You've got mail.
And what's your first piece?
My first piece is from friend of the show, Pure Comic Collector. Black Panther #3 pricing is crazy. Not substantiated at all. It'll be $50 to $75 in 4 to 6 months. Maybe less if this dude doesn't appear in the MCU. This price pump smells manipulated. You know what? The book, the last I saw, was selling for the variant for $600 for a book that came out this week. And I have to say that definitely is a unsustainable price for a new book for a character that has no track record, has no proven path going forward. You're really spending money on hype, and I agree with him that in 4 to 6 months you may be looking at $50 to $75 for this book.
I think people are looking at what happened with Ultimate Fallout 4, and they're extrapolating for this. If I had the chance the week it came out to buy a Drajevic variant of Ultimate Fallout 4 for $600, I would have bought them all up. But we don't know. That's the thing. It's speculation. You're rolling the dice. And so if you're comfortable rolling the dice and sitting on it for 10 years, I mean, we know the development time for these Marvel properties tends to be about 5 years or so. And, is Tosin Mosin?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's either he could be the next Miles Morales or he could be the next Black Winter. It's to me, it's too early to invest because there isn't any track record behind this character. If you want to speculate, that's fine. I mean, there are some books I wish that I had speculated on when they were inexpensive and they went through the roof. But that speculation money is not the same as buying an AF-15, for example, or anything else that has a proven record of value.
And now that we don't know the Penguin numbers, like we used to have some sort of transparency with the Diamond numbers combined with with any other distributor, we don't know how many people ordered Black Panther #3, and you're not able to then kind of guesstimate out of those numbers how many of 20 and 25s there are. We just don't know. I just know that book was not severely spec'd on or ordered heavily. So I honestly do think there's some true scarcity here. $600 worth of scarcity? No, sir. Not now.
No, we may eat crow too. Who knows? In 2 years, maybe there's going to be some. He's going to show up at some Marvel property, and then bingo.
Well, okay. 2 weeks ago, Lyra Bloodstone was all the buzz, and where are we at with that now? Just checking in. So let's just wait and see.
Goblin Queen is this week. I
know. Hope you got your Goblin Queens. My first piece of viewer mail is from Nick Flores, who writes, I found a Jungle Action 21 on eBay for a great price. I immediately paid for it. The item was marked as shipped. I'm in college, so finding such a good price was so rewarding after waiting months on the book. 2 hours later, dun, 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 I get refunded because of a, quote, lost or damaged item, unquote. The seller tells me they accidentally listed it too low. Aw, whoopsie. And they're going to relist it. It's pretty much the biggest bummer. Contacted eBay and they said they reported the seller for improper use of function, but they can't force him to list it at that price again. Yeah, he's a scumbag. I'm just going to lay it down for you. He priced it, and then after he sold it, he realized, holy crap, I didn't realize this book was worth that much, and then he kind of screwed you. That is the gut reaction, cynical first blush. Is it possible he made a listing error? Sure. Is it possible the Earth is going to slip out of orbit tomorrow and crash into Mars? Sure. I feel for you, Nick. That sucks.
Yeah, I would look at his feedback. If he has a high feedback and, 100%, for example, and 500 different transactions, then yeah, maybe this is just it happens. Sometimes you're typing in 500 and that by accident you just don't register that last zero. So it does happen. But if this guy's got a low feedback number, um, eh, there's not so much to base anything other than what John says, that he's a scumbag. And spend your money someplace else. I'm sorry you missed out on that opportunity, but at least you have your. The worst is when you get run into a scumbag who takes your money and then doesn't give you a book. So you didn't run into that situation.
Cue the one or two comments from people who will now say that I'm being mean to eBay sellers and people make mistakes and they didn't listen to the entire exchange that just happened. They just heard what they wanted to hear, which was me saying he's a scumbag. There are, like I said, it's possible it
Hmm.
was an error. It's also possible that I'm going to spontaneously
Yeah.
combust into blue flame in 30
Hey,
seconds.
I have listed things incorrectly and I have eaten the loss because
Exactly.
you know
Exactly.
I want to keep my feedback at 100%, and it's on me to be able to list books correctly. It's not on the buyer. So just suck it up and take the loss if you listed it incorrectly.
Let me give you a real world example. One time of years ago on the CGC forums, I listed a Tales to Astonish number 13, first appearance of Groot. It was a 7.0. I listed it for $1,300. I had no idea Guardians of the Galaxy was announced and that Groot was going to be one of the characters, and it sold instantly. My DMs on the CGC forums lit up with people telling me I got ripped off and that I should have known that this book was worth a lot more than that and that I shouldn't, sell it to them for a higher price. Such knights in shining armor these.
Right.
And just exactly what you did. I sucked it up and took the hit. Define hit. What did I pay for it? I didn't pay $1,300 for it. I paid substantially less for it, and plus slabbing fees. So I still made money, and I took the hit rather than being, quote, a scumbag. All right, what is your next piece of viewer mail?
My next piece of mail is from GC. He says, I'm loving this in depth interview with Chuck Rosansky, the stories he can tell. So much comic book business history. Keep them coming. And yeah, that's. Uh, there, like I've said before, we've only tapped the well when it came to him and his stories. I would love to hear some more in depth about some of the characters that he ran into that are famous, like Jim Shooter and Stan Lee and people like that. So maybe we'll have him back to be able to talk about those kinds of things.
Let me use this opportunity to tease Monday's episode, which is part 3 of the Chuck interview, which is going to be crazy, okay, in the best ways. You're going to find out things that you may not have known and that will provoke some discussion. Let's put it that way, in the best ways possible. All right. So, my next piece of viewer mail is from Mike Winters. Hi, Mike. Wow, first time here. Welcome. That was an amazing interview. I learned so much about comics, Marvel, newsstands versus direct. I mean, wow. Just got back into collecting. I feel you on spec versus invest. That's what I'm stuck between myself. Should I start by finishing collections or investing in spec? Also, FOMO, fear of missing out. Who doesn't want to have the hottest comic, but how long will that last? And are you willing to even spend time doing that? Sorry for the rant. This was just so great to start my morning. Well, thank you, Mike.
Hmm.
It's a cliche. Maybe you haven't heard it because you're just getting back into the business, so it's new to you. Buy what you like, and you can't go wrong. I just bought a Speed Carter Spaceman #1 from a live sale this week, and people, it's an Atlas science fiction book that doesn't get a lot of traction. People are probably looking at me cross-eyed, like, why is he buying that? I love it. I love it. And I'm happy with what I spent for it. I'm happy to have it. And if they announce in Guardians of the Galaxy 4 that Speed Carter is going to be a character and the book blows up, then bonus. Um, but we are guilty sometimes of talking out of both sides of our neck here when it comes to modern books and hot books. It's fun to spec. It's fun to hit a home run every now and then. Just be prepared for your home run to turn into a bloop single if you don't move quick.
Yeah, if you're going to spec, there's different ways of specking. If you're not going to try to make a business out of it, don't do it too deep. Don't buy 15, 20 copies of a particular book, expecting to be able to flip them, because you more than likely it's going to be difficult to do with that kind of volume. Buy one or two. And if it works out, you make a profit. If it doesn't work out, you're out, a smaller amount. But John is right. Buy what you like. If you're not specking, um, and you're looking for your PC, buy the books that fill your PC first, in my opinion. And because those are the long-term books, those are the books you're going to look back in 2 or 3 years and be happy that you spent the money on. Spec books, you never know. You may be happy, you may not be happy because the market goes different ways. Again, Black Winter. Um, so it's your money, obviously, but if it was mine, I would focus on the collection and get those books that you want to have around for a long time.
It's the best of both worlds sometime. I mean, I've told this story on the podcast before when I was specking very heavily on Valiant, pre-Unity
Mm-hmm.
Valiants, when they were the hottest thing on earth. And I did a comic convention and I had a table. And even before the show opened, all these dealers descended upon my table like flies on doo-doo, and they were like throwing wads of cash to buy my Valiants from me because I had them, I guess, underpriced compared to what they think they could sell them for. I ended up trading a stack of pre-Unity Valiants for an Avengers 4, which was a dream of mine. So if you're willing to move fast and use the market to get what you want, do it. Richard, I just noticed something.
What's that?
Look at our shirts.
Yes.
If you are listening on a podcast platform, not on YouTube, we both randomly wore Thor shirts today. Yours is a Walt Simonson, and
Right.
mine is a classic Kirby. What we had Thor on the brain, I suppose. What is your next piece of your mail?
Well, my next piece, I'm just going to cut a little short because I think some of these questions are going to be answered next week. I know the interview is done. We're going to do one more segment. But if you interview him again, I would like to know about his succession plan. What will happen to Mile High Comics when he is no longer active as a dealer for whatever reason? Will someone take over the business? Will the inventory be sold off in bulk to other dealers? I am curious because he says he invested $5 million just cataloging the comics in his database. So to recover that money, the books need to be sold through the Mile High database. He did talk about succession plan. So if you're interested in that, listen in for this coming week's segment. I won't spoil anything, but this man is very business oriented. He has a plan, and it sounds like he has a strategy for exiting.
His succession plan may surprise you. How's that for a teaser? May not be what you expect at all. Just a reminder also, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, it is a Bronze and Modern Gods live sale on Instagram. Join us on Instagram at Bronze and Modern Gods for lots of books, moderns. I just stumbled into a huge bronze and copper age collection that you will not believe some of the stuff I'm going to have for sale. Tons of foreign variants, Mexican variants, Filipino variants. Richard, have you
Wow.
seen those before?
I have, and there's some Filipino variants that are worth a lot of money.
Well, make sure that you join us on Instagram tonight at Bronze and Modern Gods to check it out. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. All right, my last piece of viewer mail is from Dan SPL. Hi, guys. Great videos and great information and knowledge that you share. I wonder if you know the rarity for double covers. How hard is it to find one of these things? I thought over a few thousand books in my collection, I would come across at least one, but I've never found one in my collection or in the wild. When a triple cover came up for sale, I didn't hesitate to buy it. This thing must be a ghost. Now, I'm not sure how to value this book. Do you have any idea how rare these can get? Dan, I don't have any specific data. I will tell you they are rare. I've maybe stumbled across two or three in my entire collecting career in the wild. The main appeal for a lot of people for double covers is not the wow surprise factor. It's the fact that when you send it in to get graded and slabbed, the posted grade is based on the interior cover, not the exterior cover. So if the exterior cover's thrashed a little bit, but the interior cover's much nicer, you end up with a higher grade than normal. I will say it's a sliver. I mean, it is literally something stuck together at the printing press and stapled, and that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, no, I have never come across one in any of my regular collecting. I've heard of double covers, triple covers, even quintuple covers.
I
Uh,
saw a septuple cover
oh,
once
jeez.
on the CGC forums. Yeah.
Those and John is right. The main attraction, the real attraction for those is that inner cover is protected by all the other covers, and so typically they grade higher than a book that may not have been multiple covers that from the same era. So people do seek them out for that. I'm sure there's value in there being multiple covers, but it's so rare. It's difficult to assign a specific value to that.
And not only that, but books from the Bronze Age or Silver Age with double covers. I'll tell you guys a little dirty secret from dealers back in the day, pre CGC, pre slabbing. When you had a double cover, a lot of dealers would rip the outer cover off and throw it away because the inner cover was in better shape and they wanted to sell the book for the maximum amount. So that's why sometimes they're very, very scarce and tough to find. Uh, it's it's hard and painful to hear. True.
Yeah, different time.
I know. All right. It is time for us to be joined by our good friend Ali from Elite underscore Comics 11 with our weekly check in on the Instagram Market Watch. Totten, 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 totten. Well, hello, Ali. We're missing someone. Richard had to go run to the bathroom, I think.
Hey, how's it going? Good to be
Good. He's either, I don't know, he's in the bathroom or he had to go take a call or whatever euphemism you want to use.
We
But
can
we'll
speculate. We can speculate.
exactly. We'll soldier on without him. Ali is here from underscore. Ali is here from Elite underscore Comics 11 on Instagram. Ali, tell everybody where you are and what you do.
Yeah, so yeah, like you said, we're at Elite underscore Comics 11. We are Instagram's premier consignment page. So we help people sell their books on our page. So check it out. There's also obviously awesome books that you can pick up. So we come on, or I come on, try to make it weekly to highlight a couple book or a few books that we sold on our page. So I'll go ahead and get started.
Yeah, before you do, a little teaser, two huge books that you do not see every day on this week's report. So start off with one of them.
Yeah, so here's one you see more often than not. So giant size X-Men #1, CGC 8.5, off white to white. Really nice copy here. It sold for $6,500. I think that was a solid deal.
It was, considering the last sale on GPA for an 8.5 was $6,588. So you actually came in under. And this is the time to buy. You know, you've got this. No, I wouldn't say X-Men's in a dip, but there's a little depression where you can snag it. And I still need a 94. I'm being so lazy grabbing a 94.
It's a great time to buy. You can get some really good buys right now. People are still there's still that whole holiday lull that's still there a little bit, but it's going to be changing pretty soon, I think.
All good. All right. Now, speaking of X-Men, let's do this next X-Men one you have here because it is amazing. Well, it's uncanny.
Uncanny. You do not see this one. X-Men number 101. This is the first Dark Phoenix. How about in a CGC 9.8 signed by Stan Lee with the retired Stan Lee label to top it off? This one's sold on our page for $7,500.
I would tell you what the GPA is on that, but there are no sales for a signed 9.8. No recorded sales that I can find ever for an X-Men 101 9.8 signed by Stan. I mean, come on.
I think it lasted a couple minutes, maybe.
We should have saved that for the closer because now we got to follow it up with something. But the other one you've got here is pretty significant as well.
Yeah, especially right now with all the Star Wars fever going on. So Star Wars #1, CGC 8.0, but this one was that rare 35-cent variant. So in the 8.0, it sold for $9,000.
Strangely enough, the last sale for an 8.0 35-cent variant was $9,000. So, bing, right on target there. As someone who has owned a few 35-cent variants, I would say the Star Wars one is one of the scarcer ones. If you really want to get into scarcity, the westerns and the reprint titles are super scarce, the 35-cent variants. But I'm the only weirdo that wants those ones. Nobody else wants those. They want the Star Wars and the X-Men 35-cent variants.
Yeah, Star Wars is hot right now, and it's going to get hotter.
And this is a tough book. And I remember when I remember when the 35-cent variants were discovered. That was a strange deal because people were like, "What? Why is this 135?" Oh, there was a big article in the Overstreet. It was a whole Megillah. How's that for a word?
Little background on this one. So actually, this one came from a shop that actually used our services. Story goes, it was raw and it was up on the shelf for a day, just kind of priced at the non-variant price. And thankfully, it didn't sell before it was realized that, hey, it was actually the 35-cent variant. Then it went in for grading, and the rest is history.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I have picked up two of the X-Men 35-cent variants and a Kid Colt Outlaw 35-cent variant for the 30-cent prices as they sat in boxes. I can neither confirm nor deny that happened, but it did. All right, Ali, remind everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, head over to @elite_comics11. You got something that you want to sell, you need some help, we're happy to help.
And make sure that you are following him so you can get notified when they go live and also when they have events with artists. There's all sorts of stuff going on.
Live sales almost daily.
Yep, and it's a huge time waster in the best way. And you gotta keep your wallet in the other room so it's not readily accessible, or bring it out if you're really looking for stuff. All right, Ali, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ali. Are you back from the bathroom?
I am back now. Thank you very much. Give me time to wash my hands.
I made myself laugh so hard I had an asthma attack. All right, that is going to wrap up this bonus episode. But make sure you join us tonight, Friday. What is it? February 4th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific at Bronze Amount or Gods on Instagram for our live sale. Even if you're not going to buy anything, we want to see you. We want to hang out, ask us questions, laugh at Chicken Hand. You know how it goes. Right, Richard?
If you haven't seen Chicken Hand, you have to tune in just to see him.
All right, we will see you on Monday. Otherwise, thanks everybody.
Yep, everybody stay safe.